We'll start with an opening statement from Texas coach Chris Beard, please.
Well, I think three things. One, with the basketball game, I'm sure there'll be some questions here in a minute, so we'll talk about the game. Two, I want to congratulate Purdue and Coach Painter. We pulled for those guys in the tournament from here on out. The team we have a lot of respect for. I thought they played great tonight in a lot of ways, and so congratulate them on a great season, a win tonight against our guys, and we'll pull for them next weekend. But a lot of respect for Purdue, Coach Painter. I think it's well documented this week in the last couple of days how I feel about Matt and their program. So I want to congratulate them on a good win. And then thirdly, with our guys, every season, ends like this, I guess, unless you win that final Monday night game. We've been in that game, we just didn't win it. And so I was just super proud of our guys. It's not all the normal coaching cliches, and I really mean it. This group overcame a lot. Most of these guys recruited by Texas and us during the COVID. They didn't take official visits. 4 guys chose to stay. Other guys made the decision on Zoom calls and phone calls, and they all came together, and I thought really had a really good season. We came down here to win this tournament and came up a little bit short tonight, but I've never been more proud of a group. I've been fortunate. I've coached a lot of other great teams, but this team is right there because I think they gave everything. They played for each other. They represented our university, our city, our school. We established a lot in the first year building the program, but I think the story overall is just these players. Super proud of our guys. I thought they gave great effort all season long.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for the student athletes, please.
Yeah, Brian Davis, Austin American-Statesman, for both you guys. Just what does it say about the fight of this team to miss 16 straight shots, have a huge free throw disparity against you guys, and it's still a one-possession game in the last 2 minutes?
Basketball is a game of runs. One team makes a run, you got to respond. We responded a little bit too late, but we were still in the fight. It just showed how tough we were, how determined we were to stay in this game. And, a few more things go our way, you never know, the decision might have been different.
Yeah, like Drew said, it's a game of runs. Sometimes the ball doesn't always fall in the net, so we try to do our best on the defensive end to hold that up so that we could still crawl our way back. And we had a chance in the end, just didn't pull it out.
To either of you, just looking back, Steve McGargy, Associated Press, either of you just reflecting on the season, what y'all were able to accomplish this year, getting the first NCAA tournament win for this program in several years?
Being one of the older guys on this team, I done witnessed coaching change, and I know how difficult it is to get a group of guys to buy into a culture of winning and buying into a new philosophy. So for me, my first year was awful with a new coaching staff. And, just to see how connected, see how strong the culture is, we overachieve in a lot of ways that many people didn't think we were going to do. This culture's strong, coaching staff is strong, and, the players just got to come along with it and trust it.
Anything else for the student athletes?
Yeah, for both guys, Cedric Golden, Austin American-Statesman. What's your timetable? You have big decisions to make on whether or not you're going to come back next year, after such a great run this season.
Day at a time.
I'm not even thinking about that right now. I haven't even wrapped my head around what just happened, so.
Yeah, Nick Moyle, San Antonio Express News for both of y'all. Obviously Jaden's, an NBA player. He hits that big shot at the end. But just what did you all think of the defense that you were able to play on for most of the game, and especially the way that Courtney was able to kind of prevent him from getting a lot of shots up, especially in the first half?
Yeah, Courtney did a good job as always. He takes those things personal, and we trust him in these matchups. And he did another great job tonight. First half, pretty much completely took him out of it. In the second half, obviously, Jaden's a pretty talented player, so he decided to get aggressive and try to take the game over. Him as well as their whole team got to the free throw line, and That's where they did a lot of damage. So credit to him and credit to them for making that adjustment. But like I said, Courtney did a great job on him all night, as he usually does.
Hey, for both of you, just wondering, what did you guys think about how Christian, Timmy, Brock, Dylan, all those guys were handling the big guy and Travion, and what was gonna be the guards' role in either help or backside defense against their front court?
They did a great job. They fought unbelievably hard, despite the size advantage, which doesn't mean anything. The guard's job and responsibility is to limit them to threes, hold their team to, three-point line, make sure we don't give up 20 threes. And, they fought, and just the whistle didn't go our way. The whistle just didn't go our way.
We'll release the student athletes. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Questions for Coach Beard, please.
Drew.
You can leave it. We'll get to him.
Sure. I'll grab yours, Mark.
Akeem Gillespie, Indy Star. Coach, how do you kind of find the balance of when to send an extra body at a player like Travion Williams, knowing that he can be a force when he's played one-on-one, but he has the passing ability to kind of pass out of the double team and find the extra player?
He's a really good player. He obviously can score. He can pass. He can also play him facing the basket. So in tonight's game plan, we obviously had some different layers. We wanted to try to take away the three-point shot, and we did that. We were successful. Got loose on us a little bit late when we were in rotations and trapping, but it was basically about a 4-made three-point game for Purdue. We wanted to get a little bit more done with post defense. We missed some assignments. A couple of the ISO baskets we were fine with. Really the differential in the game, you guys know this, the free throws. Be careful what I say here, but 46-12, there hasn't been a lot of games in the NCAA tournament like that.
Yeah, Chris, you mentioned the free throws, 46 free throws in 40 minutes. How difficult did that make your job as the head coach when you're already giving up a lot of size and you're running out of fouls with 12 minutes to go in the game?
Well, I think the difficulty and the frustrating part from our point of view is a lot of them, we weren't trying to foul. And so obviously there was going to be a discrepancy because of their playing through the post and us trying to, get three-point shots. But a lot of them, again, season's over. I think talk about this game as much as you guys want down the line. But the free throw discrepancy was tough. A lot of times on our end we were driving the ball. There's different ways to get fouled in the basketball game. Obviously, when you get fouled right around the basket, everybody sees it. But I thought there was a lot of fouls out on the floor where the calls didn't go our way tonight. And so we know it's a big part of Purdue's identity. But, again, guys, 46-12, that's a little frustrating.
Jonathan Thomas, KXAN TV in Austin. Coach, you've been at this for a while, so you've been through a lot of these moments. But for the players who, this is their first trip to the tournament, first time seeing the season end like this, just what was your message to them, and just how difficult was it in the locker room with them after the game?
It's always difficult at the end because there's emotion. Like the last game of the year, the team that wins is going to be crying with emotion because they just won it. And then every game before that, the team that loses, that gets eliminated in this March Madness, is going to be emotional. So our guys really cared. We had a great season. We played for each other. Disappointed on the ending. But again, when this whole thing settles, there's only going to be one team that's not disappointed on their ending. So always thought, too, like, you're not going to really remember much about those moments. So when season's end, I try to talk less and just observe and listen more. But got a lot of guys that care about each other in there. There was some grown men hugging each other that loved each other, and I was right there in the middle of it. I was really proud of this year's team. There's a lot of love in that locker room, a lot of care factor. Now the message to me was simple. Just really appreciate their buy-in. Coaching changes are hard. Seasons are hard. We played in the best conference in college basketball this year in the Big 12, and it was a long grind of a season. I was really proud of the guys' effort. So my message was really just thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice, your buy-in. And told the guys that we would do everything we can to support them. Moving on from tonight.
We'll take 2 more.
Just Steve McGargy, Associated Press, just what you thought of the defense Courtney Ramey played on Jaden Ivey all night.
Yeah, Ramey's one of the best defenders in the country. Ivey's obviously a special player. We held him to 4 made field goals tonight. He gets 9 free throws. We've already talked about that. But to hold him to 4 made field goals in a second-round NCAA tournament game, I thought our defense did a lot of things. Obviously, late, he got loose from us a few times, and give him all the credit. He's one of the quickest, fastest players that I've ever seen on tape, and he was just as fast in person. His speed's an issue. He got downhill on us a little bit late in the second half. The free throws were a problem for a lot of reasons. One, they broke rhythm, too. We were getting in runs. We took the lead, and then every time, Purdue shooting free throws. So it'll be an interesting game to watch and study and look at, but we knew we were going to have to give up some things to take away some things. Again, guys, 3-point game, minute 15, sideline out of bounds in front of their bench. Could have been our ball. They had to go to the monitor to check it. If we get the stop there, we come down and win the game. Probably the story is that we took away Purdue's 3-point shooting. Game didn't go our way tonight, and so I'm sure one narrative will be, the dominance of them in the post and the free throw differential. But, we played the game to the bone. We gave ourselves a chance to win the night. Obviously, some things that we'd like to do better. But I thought the guys played with a lot of grit. Not a lot of teams would come down from the drought we were in earlier, the discrepancy, and we just kept fighting. It was really a kind of a microcosm of our season, man. There's no quit in those guys. That's why I was so proud to be their coach this season.
All right, last one.
Gino Green from Post Game Central. The Big 12's been in the spotlight all season long as arguably the best conference in college basketball. Talk about the depth of the league, especially going into the second weekend with Kansas, Texas Tech, and possibly TCU, and I forgot the other team, going into the Sweet 16.
Yeah, it's real. All the leagues are good. The toughest league's the league you're in. Ask any coach or player that. But I think, the numbers, the stats, the Big 12, it's an 18-round fight, so it doesn't surprise any of us that the teams are making nice runs, us included. We beat a really good Virginia Tech team a couple days ago that had just won the ACC championship, went through North Carolina and Duke to get it done. So, our team was really good this year, too. So we wish the team's alive. I guess TCU's still playing right now, so we wish all those teams. Certainly want to congratulate, Coach Adams, one of my former assistant coaches, the job he's doing, and Coach Self's a friend. And TJ did a great job at Iowa State. We watched that game, so we pulled for those Big 12 teams. But the Big 12 was real this year, and I'll be pulling for those teams down the stretch. I think we got a chance to get a couple teams in the Final Four this season, no doubt about it.
Thank you, Coach.